So yeah, let's just dive straight in. And really, I just want to check on as well your
Yeah,
week, as because obviously we're in such a busy particular period of time for Hellripper in general. This week, as far as Hellripper goes, how's it been?
it's been busy.
Mm,
Loads of different things happening, with the we've I'm packing the order, like getting kind of deliveries through like of the albums and the merch and different kind of stuff and dealing with all the different deliveries to different stores and all of that kind of stuff. And I've kind of tried to get a head start, kind of packing away some pre-orders, ready to put labels on. And then yeah, we're gearing up for a tour at the same time as the release. So we're going to be doing a Euro tour, and that itself comes with its own tasks and different challenges. Our usual drummer is not available, so we've got a new
yeah.
drummer in. So we were traveling to practice with a new drummer and learn some new songs. So it's busy, and then yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it very much.
I'm glad it's
Rock
a
and roll.
positive. Yeah, I'm glad it's a positive kind of busyness because looking ahead and the live dates you have in place for 2026 is downright eye-watering at this stage already.
Yes.
That I'm like, okay, is this the calm before the storm bit? But actually, I'm wondering if it might be the other way around. You just getting out and playing live is that's when you can calm and just get on and focus on that.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I get it, again, it's like a different kind of uh, calm, chaos, whatever. But yeah, we're going to be away for basically the next year non-stop.
Mm,
There's still some stuff for the end of the year that's being finalized, like 2 or 3 months worth of touring that are still to be announced and finalized. So it's going to be crazy busy. So this is kind of the calm, when I'm able to sit down and kind of do like a task like where I'll just put a podcast on or something and then pack orders and answer
oh
emails
yeah.
and stuff. That's the kind of uh the calm that I get. But like I say, I love all of it and it's great. I'm very grateful that there's enough interest for me to actually be able to do it.
Enough interest, man, is an incredible amount of interest. We should say March 27th, of course, is the release date of
Yeah.
Coronach, and it's out by Century Media Records. Big release. And as I said, much anticipated. Are you feeling the wave of anticipation? Because I feel like you must.
I am, yeah. I mean, I think that's why I'm trying to keep myself busy as well, like doing all like that's why I like to be a bit busy because then I'm not constantly thinking about it and being impatient.
Hmm.
I'm already impatient enough because it's a thing I've been working on for two two and a bit years now, 2 3 years, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's like this is coming to an end, like well, this like the recording part, like, and then the music is out there, then we begin the touring. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's gonna be weird to have it out there, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
How how does that excitement fluctuate, right? So, because obviously you will be paying attention to the response so far. We've had three singles so far, the
Mm,
latest being the incredible title track, and the general reaction has been phenomenal. Like people are
yeah,
loving this new music. Do you pay a lot of attention to that? Do you find yourself trawling the comments and like reading what people are saying?
yeah, absolutely. I always like to see what people say, whether they like it or not,
Mm,
My view of criticism is that it's always something you can learn from. If someone says they like it, then that's amazing. It's cool that someone likes it. And then if someone says they don't like, a certain aspect or something, you, I you can either listen, you can either pay attention to that aspect and think, oh yeah, they have a point, and learn for the next release, or you can say, no, I'm happy with the way I do it. Like I disagree, and then it's fine because
mm.
everyone's got an opinion, everyone likes different things, and yeah, like I say, it's cool that people are interested in the music enough to listen and share it and share their opinions and stuff. And so yeah, I try and respond to comments and messages and stuff like that. And yeah,
As
yeah,
much as possible.
yeah.
I mean, one of the coolest things to see is it's been consistent that people are notably enjoying the evolution of Hellripper,
Mm,
what you have, your growth as a person, as an artist, and what you're what you're creating, what you've created on this album. I feel like it's going to be one long term is going to be considered, the pinnacle at this stage of what you've done. And I think it says a lot about who you are now. But from your perspective, what do you think this record says about Hellripper?
I mean, it's just where I am at the moment. It's I never really go into an album with like a massive like this has to be the greatest thing ever. I need to do this. I just want to go in, um, write the best thing I can at the moment and where my mindset is, the different set of influences, different um ideas that I have at that point, because it changes all the time. And so I just want to write a good album. And I think, with each album, I think each album is better than the last. But that's just kind of, I think, natural if you're like an artist, like putting out
Mm,
stuff you want, like it's a biased view, I have no idea what anyone's going to think of things, from like past experience. It's like some of my favorite songs that I've written are people's least favorite songs on an album, and vice versa. So
mm.
if I'm happy with stuff and I do it as naturally as possible and where I am at the moment, not trying to force things, just focusing on writing a good song and good album, then I'm happy with that. And then whatever happens after that is like we'll see, and hopefully it's a good reception. Hopefully it brings new opportunities and stuff like that. But yeah.
But even like we see, you approach this album with that mindset, as you say, you just wanna write music and you want to write good music, and it's what you're feeling right now. But is there a vision? Like, is there an initial thing where you're thinking, okay, this is the what I want this album to sound like? So we're looking at this specific album. Did you at its earliest point, the earliest creative point, did you have a vision, a clear vision?
Sometimes I do, and then it goes in a complete different direction. At various different points of this album, uh, I remember telling someone it's going to be more punk focused and more simple,
Mm,
um, kind of stuff, and then that kind of changed. Like because I think it's the songs are a bit more complex and they're longer and structurally some of them are weird and stuff.
mm,
And at one point, I was like, I wanted it to kind of have a psychedelic kind of um, sound, and I think there is a bit of that there, but not as much as the original vision kind of was. But that's what I mean. It just kind of things happen, So one vision just gets derailed, another vision comes in, and it kind of it doesn't really happen until maybe three or four songs in, and then I kind of see where things are going, you know. And then yeah, there's loads of different like songs that don't fit the album
of course.
or whatever, and ideas that aren't working, and they get kind of put to the side, and they'll probably be released or reworked and released on a future thing, a single or an
Hmm.
EP or the next album. So I just kind of write whatever comes to me um and kind of go from there, see what what I can do with it afterwards.
Do you remember like how experimental was the earlier stage of this the writing for this album? I mean, did it get quite wild and weird initially?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, towards the end, I think it got more weird. Like
Okay.
I was like, it was just a few things. Like, there's the title track in itself is already like 9 minutes long or
Yeah.
something. But like for example, there's probably 20 to 40 different versions of every song.
Hmm.
Not like completely finished and stuff, but just like going in different directions, and then I would abandon that and then go a different direction. And but yeah, like I said, the title track, it's already 9 minutes long. One of the final ish versions I had to remove like a 5 minute piece of music from it because it was just I thought the piece of music was cool, so it will be released at some point, like in some form. But yeah, it was just taking the music, taking the song in like 10 different directions and making it a bit too confusing, a bit too out there for what I
Hmm.
wanted. And so yeah, it's always like editing things down to try and make it the the best it can be, or But yeah, there's loads of ideas that were just kind of a bit out there and just didn't fit. And yeah, but
But
that's part of the fun of it. Yeah, I
yeah,
enjoy
yeah.
doing that. And yeah, it's yeah, just different things work, and I never know what's going to work until I record it, and some things come from that. Some things that you think are going to be a stupid idea or whatever, you think, oh wow, this actually works, or oh,
Mm.
I could do something with this in a different song or something. So yeah, I don't think there's any limitations when writing. It's just the kind of organizing the final product as the to make it more cohesive and to make it more yeah, just to make it the best it can be for that particular song, I think is the
I think that's really interesting because I think there'll be so much expectation that, when you have a defined sound, so to speak, that you must stick exclusively within that box. And
Hmm.
any experimentation can lead potentially to isolating a set of fans and stuff like that. Whereas it still feels very much, while Hellripper has certain defined elements, it still feels very much like you could go, and even on this album, in many different directions, and it wouldn't lose any fans, it would just gain more.
I hope so. Yeah. I mean,
Mm.
that's what I want. I want the band to kind of have its own sound identity, whatever you want. And the only way I can really do that, is to put all of myself into it. So different influences from all kinds of music and all different areas and stuff. And even with the kind of the lyrical theme, the Scottish themes kind of
Mm.
it's somewhat unique in the speed thrash metal world.
Oh
There's
yeah.
not um and so like yeah, I want to try and get my own identity, sound, and yeah, and hopefully keep it Hellripper. Um yeah, and it's just yeah, I want it. Hellripper will always remain speed metal, thrash,
Mm.
black thrash, whatever you want, at its core. And I find the creative challenge of bringing in these different influences and expanding the sound, but maintaining the Hellripper uh, core. I find that the fun part, and the it's a challenge, because I
Yeah.
think it would be easier if I just kind of went, oh, I'm going to write a death metal song or whatever. But the I would rather I find it more fun and fulfilling to go, okay, how can I make Hellripper sound death metal but also Hellripper, for example?
Yeah.
So yeah, and hopefully, there will be people that don't like certain aspects. There will be people that like some aspects. Like I say, I'm a music fan as well, and even my favorite bands of all time, I don't like everything they do, and some albums, some songs, some eras. It's just part
It's
of
music.
like yeah, it's just music, and it's people. It's part of like people's journeys and where they're. Like I say, it's like where I am at this time. Even if I tried to write something like the first EP,
Yeah.
it wouldn't work. It would just be too derivative or too uninspired, too forced.
You'd
So I
surely
couldn't
feel like
even
you were
do that if I
stepping back
tried.
as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It would to me, even if I'm trying to expand the sound, I still think a 2 minute punk song with three riffs is as valuable as a 9 minute song with 20 parts. A
Yeah.
good song is a good song. I just think if I tried to force myself to do something like the first EP, it wouldn't be a good song. It would be generic or
Mm.
forced. Not generic, but like it would feel forced and uninspired. And um,
Because
yeah,
you weren't
and that's
feeling
why,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so. And it would just, when you see some bands kind of try and rekindle the first album or something after like 50 years, and it's just it's not you can tell that these people aren't the same people from everyone goes through different life experiences
Yes.
and different influences, different uh mindsets and everything. So yeah, I just
Well,
want to write
that's
a good song and hopefully people like it really.
overall. Would you say the writing period for this album overall was a smooth one? Did you run into any particular challenges on the writing side?
Yeah, there was a lot of kind of um yeah, trying to figure out where to go really.
Mm,
Like I say, there was like 20 or 40 different 20 to
yeah.
40 different versions of each song, and it was kind of like, just like each one of them kind of had like a different vibe. It would go like the song's bridge, it would go, oh, do I put an acoustic part here? Or do I put a breakdown part here? Or do I put a black
Mm,
metal part here? Do I put a massive guitar solo here? Do I not have a guitar solo? And it was just like I went through so many um like iterations of everything that it was just trying to decide on the best way to make the songs good,
mm.
was the annoying part. Usually, yeah, like the problem would be like kind of not having enough ideas, but I had too much
Too
ideas.
many.
um, so like I say, yeah, all these stuff I've got loads of stuff like on my computer just waiting to be used in some way, whether it be next year or in 10 years, whenever the
Mm.
right context comes.
Saying that then, how was is there any parts in the album? How far back do we go? Is that like you've reused parts? Are we going back? Is there anything quite a while back?
Yeah, so there's a couple of riffs that I wrote for a different band.
Ooh.
Maybe it'd be between 10 and 15 years ago.
Mm.
And it's just stuff that I kind of found like on my computer going through stuff. And again, that's coming from the like trying to put in different influences and stuff. This was like different style that wasn't meant for Hellripper. And then I thought, oh, maybe I can incorporate it this time,
Yeah,
and it worked out well. So yeah, there's
that's
like
so cool.
riffs can be like 10, 15 years old, or this whole song can be written in a day, like late on in the recording. There's never a set method or a set process for a song, which is always fun, because sometimes I think I'm like, oh no, I'm not inspired. I still have a couple songs to write. I'm not getting anywhere. And then out of nowhere, a whole song will just kind of appear
Mm.
randomly, out of nothing. And it's great. And it's cool to know that that is possible, and that you're not stuck forever, because that does get kind of worrying when you're like blocked.
Yeah, when you hit that wall and you kind of feel like you're
Yeah.
not able to get over it.
Yeah.
What's the strangest place you've ever been hit by that flash of lightning, and you're like, oh my God, there's a song here, and I've got an idea, and I need a pen and paper on my phone to write it down or something.
Usually, it's when I'm walking to the post office to send like merch.
Okay.
I do that like almost every day. So I've got like a half an hour walk down there that I use to kind of listen to music and listen to podcasts and get like a daily some sort of exercise, and yeah, a lot of times that happens. I'll just be walking and I'll be listening to something and something will click. And so my phone is full of like voice notes of me like just singing random riffs into it, and then hearing cars go by and people talking in the background and stuff. And it'll be like, I'll be sitting there and it'll be like, okay, riff one, revocation style, ba 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 ba, like that. Um, and then you've got to try, and then I've got to try and work out what I was thinking, listening back, because it's like horrible sounding. And
Yeah.
but yeah,
But if it
usually
works
it's
for
when I'm
you,
out doing that. Yeah, I'm not going to complain wherever a song comes from.
oh no, damn right. When we look at the recording side of things, did you have any moments where you tested your abilities in such a way that you almost surprised yourself what you were capable of, either, instrumentally, vocally?
All of that. And again, that's something, I do everything myself.
Mm.
I'm not trained in any instrument or any mixing, recording, whatever. And so everything is kind of learning over the years, um, trial by fire, experimenting with things and YouTube tutorials for different things, and listening to different bands and different loads of different music, different
Yeah.
styles of music, to get like different ideas and different perspectives on things. And so yeah, this album, there's a lot of different instruments in there that I don't really use normally. So there's like piano. I didn't think, like, I've never really tried to compose on piano before, and then adding in like their synth and violins and bagpipes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then yeah, some vocal parts, like there's sort of cleanish vocals on the title track, for example,
Yeah.
for a good amount of the song that I've never really done in this context before. And I didn't know it was going to work. It was like an idea I had, and then that's most of it. Having the vision or having an idea, and then getting as close as I can to that
Mm.
to realizing that vision. So yeah, the vocals, that took me ages to do because I didn't know the best way to like record it to make it like stand out or make it big sounding or the right atmosphere I wanted. So do I record two, three, four different vocal tracks and harmonize it and low volumes of some stuff and just like experimenting with all that kind of stuff. And
Mm.
yeah, and when it comes together, when something new like that comes together, it's like really rewarding and really cool and really it's like something now added to the arsenal, I guess.
And confidence building, right? Because like if you've
Yeah,
succeeded in the vision or the vision is there and you can hear it and see it and feel it, like
yeah,
boom, what a confidence boost.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's yeah. When I like listen to a song, I'm like, wow, it sounds like a song. Even something as simple as that. Like, oh, I like the song that I've written. You're like, it's real. It's cool. But yeah,
Mm.
yeah, and it's just I have fun doing it, and I enjoy doing it. And I enjoy the kind of the experimenting and like you say, like these different challenging like doing new things and experimenting, and I just enjoy it, and that's the main thing. And if it doesn't work, it's annoying because there are parts that I spent ages on and they just didn't work in the end. Like I say, that 5 minute piece of music I removed, I worked on that, like adding different layers and harmonies and instruments and stuff, and worked on it for like a few weeks,
Mm.
and then I was like, nah, it just doesn't work, and it just got deleted, like taken out of the song, and it's always a sad feeling, but it's got to serve the song. That's the main thing. There's no feelings.
You know what
You
people are
can't.
like now? It's going to be a demand for this cut, this extra cut, whatever we want to call it, the Hellripper cut of this version. We're going to want to hear it.
Yeah, well, if you've got like 20 minutes to spare for the song.
Fair enough. We're almost out of time. And of course, we've talked live briefly, but I just want to touch on the fact that you are, of course, playing the Garage in Glasgow the night of the album release. And that is going to be one hell of a party. So, how do you plan on celebrating that release?
I mean, it's going to be great. I mean, it's nice that we're having the album launch show on the
Yeah.
on the release day, and I always enjoy playing Scottish shows, like home shows, I guess you would call it. I'm not from Glasgow, but I treat every kind of Scottish show as a hometown show,
Yeah.
and it's always fun. And the Garage is a crazy venue. I've been there a couple times, seeing some great bands over the years, and it's a cool way to kind of start the album campaign, I guess. We've got one
Yeah.
show before that in Belgium, for a festival, but this is the first headline show.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. I hope people enjoy it. It's usually wild in Glasgow, and um, yeah, a couple new songs. It'll be fun to play some new songs and
Yeah.
yeah, see what happens, really.
Can't wait to see what the set list look like. Because of course, that does follow on to festivals plus your own headline European, including UK dates, including London, where I am, where you'll be playing the Dome as well. So it's very, very cool to have you down this way. But while all that's going on, of course, the new album will be out. Coronach, March 27th, 5th Century Media Records. James, we're gonna leave it here, so you've got time to take a breath. And before you get next interview, thank you so much for giving me the
Thank you
time.
so much, man. I appreciate your time and for the interest and for spreading the word and for the kind words on the music. And yeah, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it, like I say. And
Thank you very much for watching. We really do appreciate it. If you like what you've seen, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does make a difference. Of course, you can find us at gbhbl.com and across almost all social media platforms. So do check us out there. If you really, really want to support us, though, consider buying us a coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you very much.